following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
All right, Players Lounge, back at the Star. Wow. Man. Okay, haven't done this in a minute.
Woo. I forgot how to get here for a second.
I didn't forget how to get here. I just haven't been down here.
This is true.
We've been able to have a couple of media things upstairs, but I've not been down here in well over a year. It's Players Lounge. Players Lounge, I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter. That's Barry Church, former Dallas Cowboys safety, number 42. Our running buddy, Danny McCray. He's still on assignment, but we may have Danny next week. We're looking and hoping to have Danny next week here. So we're back here in the building here at the SWBC Mortgage Studios to do our thing for the next hour. Now, we're pushed back an hour today because it's Cowboys rookie camp, and we wanted to get out here and see exactly what was going on here in Church.
Yes, sir.
This is where I'm going to lean on you because you've played the game. You were an undrafted rookie. You know what a rookie minicamp means, that what these guys were out here. So give me your impressions of some of the guys you saw. Give me some guys you said, oh, I like this, and some guys you said, well, got a question mark.
All right. I'll dive into it a little bit. And, first point, I'm glad they're having this rookie mini camp. I mean, for so many guys out there, this is such an advantage. There's such an opportunity to make the team. I mean, I know when me and our other running mate, McCray, came to rookie mini camp, we were the only two safeties out there. So we had to take every single one-on-one rep, every single team rep. I mean, it was a brutal stretch right there, but I mean, we made it all pay off because it helped us make the team. So I'm glad these guys are able to have the opportunity to go out there, show what they got out there in front of these coaches, and this is just a building block. This is just a start of what they can do. So, but when I looked at this game, when I looked out there at that practice, I'm gonna tell you who I was extremely impressed with, and I didn't even know who the guy was. I didn't even know he existed at first. I knew he was a draft pick, but I didn't even know, all right, he might be a camp body, but it was number 38, and I do not want to butcher his last name, but his name is Israel, and I don't want to. Is it Mukukama?
Mukuamu.
Okay, you heard it here first. Mukuamu.
Israel Mukuamu.
He was the corner opposite of J.C. Horn down there in South Carolina, and they moved him back to free safety. And this is a big kid. This is a big 6'4", 212. So he's a big guy, big kid. And they moved it back to free safety. So I was looking at the DB drills, not just, bias at the safety. I'm looking at him, and this guy looked fluid. I'm talking about from the breaks. I mean, there was no false steps. He wasn't stepping in the bucket. Everything just seemed to be a positive movement with this guy. His hips were extremely fluid. He had great ball skills. Those coaches during those drills, they like to fire the ball. They like to rifle it, thinking back in the day, thinking it's, they Johnny Unitas. I'm going to get him. And, I mean, this guy was catching everything. He looked extremely fluid. When they were doing the kind of mirror the receiver drills as a kind of a press coverage technique, he looked extremely comfortable. Like he was out there before. And that's has to become from his corner background that he had in South Carolina. But I'm loving what I've seen in this guy. I know it's early. I know everybody looks great when you just have shorts and a helmet on, and everybody looks like they're the best athlete in the world. But from my time in the league, I can tell you that guy looks extremely fluid, and I want to see what he can bring to the table for this defense, especially in that safety room where it seems to be up for grabs. It seems to be up for grabs outside of that strong safety position. So I want to see what he can do.
Sixth-round pick, number 227.
And he looks good. I watched him the whole time. He looked good. And then there was another guy, another safety back there. Because you know me, I love the defensive side of the ball. I love the secondary. So I focused a lot on the secondary today. And this is an undrafted dude. This guy was undrafted. I believe he was out of Purdue. But it's 39, Tyler Coyle, if I'm not speaking his name wrong. That guy looked fluid as well. You could tell he had some experience back there. His back pedal looked great. His transitions looked great. Now, he's a little smaller of a guy, so we got to see what he looks like when pads get back on. But overall, those two looked extremely impressive to me as far as fluid and just being able to get in and out of their breaks, catching the ball. They seem very natural out there. Now, once again, this is just in helmets, so we'll see what they look like with pads come on. But both of those guys looked amazing to me out there, and I want to see what they got later on in camp. But what was I'm not going to say it's disappointing. I'm not going to say it's disappointing because the guy had a whole year off, because he opted out of the COVID thing. But the first round pick, Micah Parsons, I mean, you could tell he had some explosiveness to him, but I'm not so sure that cardio is all the way up to snuff. I mean, we when I was watching him out there, it was early in practice. He had his hands over his head. He had the kickstand going, and everybody that's an athlete and played football, y'all know what the kickstand is. That leg over leg, so you can just kind of balance up without you using all your muscles out there. He was breathing heavy, hands on the knees, shorts. It was just. And then after every kind of rep they did, it wasn't like he didn't have like that spring, like, oh, bam, I just hit the sled. I got that spring. It was like, I hit the sled, and it was kind of oozy, as Coach Garrett used to say. It's oozy. It wasn't snap. It was kind of oozy. So I'm hoping he can get his cardio back up. So I was a tad bit not. I don't want to say disappointed, but just like, man, I thought he would come in with a little bit more pop.
It's a red flag for you.
Yeah, just a small red flag.
It's a red flag
it's a small red flag. And there's a difference between, being in shape and then being in football shape. And we talked about this before the show. When you're out there working out, you know what to expect. I got this. I can cruise through this part, go hard on this part. So you know what you're doing. But when you get into that football field and that football shape, you got coaches yelling at you nonstop to go here and here. That shape seems to get zapped quick. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It was the first little rookie camp. We'll see what he can do later on. But right now, it was kind of a short little red flag for me, Newy. Just a little red flag. That's it.
Well, I go back to something you just said. Hasn't played football in a year.
That's true.
So that means not only have you not been and I don't just what you said. You don't care that he worked out with a trainer and they simulated some drills, and maybe he even hired a professional coach to help him out. It's a whole nother thing when you're out here in the team area with the juices flowing, and then you're now giving instruction as well. And that was that next thing I wanted to ask you about, what you saw here at minicamp, because now guys are learning. Most guys, this is different. This is not the same thing they ran. The speed, the tempo, everything goes up another notch here.
Oh yeah, it goes up another notch, and right now it's kind of cool because you're amongst your rookies and you're amongst the first year guys, so you guys are all kind of in the same boat. But when those veteran guys get out there and it ramps up a little bit, and you see how they're going 100 miles an hour in each direction, that's when it kind of get you a little flustered as you're a rookie. Like, I got to go here, I got to go there. That's when you got to find that leader, that guy. That, for me, it was Gerald Sensabaugh. For me, it was those type of guys that I kind of led behind, let them go by example, and I just kind of fed off of what they were doing. So these rookies now, I mean, it's a little bit easier because you're amongst your peers, and you guys are all don't know what to expect out there. But once everybody comes to as a team together, that's when it's going to ramp up a little bit, and coaches are gonna let you know. They're gonna let you know, hey, pick it up here, pick it up there. They ain't gonna sugarcoat things like when you're all amongst your rookies. So I'm interested to see what they can do when it comes to that point. But right now, I mean, it was a good first start. It was a good first start.
So I was watching Parsons out there, and also I was checking out Jabril Cox, linebacker from LSU.
I didn't know he was that big. I thought he was my size, but he got some size to him. He about 230 something.
And George Edwards was basically, even though he's not the linebacker coach, he's basically leading all the linebacker drills and out there teaching him. So I paid attention to him a little bit. Also put my eyes on number 24, Kelvin Joseph. So I was looking at him and Nashawn Wright, the other corner, the third round pick. They took number 99. Overall, 6'4" from Oregon State. And it was just interesting because there's one drill they were running out there. So you had Izzy and Deshaun right there next to each other. Like, they are very tall. And then it was
very tall.
And then it was the little, because I wrote his name down here. It was the running back, Nick Ralston. So Nick Ralston, the 6-foot fullback from Louisiana, was standing next to him. I was like,
tall cats.
Yes, I was like, these corners, the corner and safety are big. So
big
that is
dudes. Something
that really kind of stood out to me as I watched rookie camp. And then the other thing with the quarterbacks here. So the quarterbacks they brought in, J.T. Barrett of Ohio State fame, who's from Wichita, Texas, Wichita Falls, Texas, where the Cowboys used to hold training camp. And then Brady Davis, quarterback out of Illinois State. Not good.
Not good. When I was looking,
good.
It's kind of reminded me of when DiNucci went out there for that Philadelphia game on Sunday night. And you just look and you're just like, man, he just ain't got it.
Well, I mean, the tough part is the passes were just you just saw inaccurate passes.
Yeah, and there was no rush. That's the thing that was like, it's literally, there's not even an offensive line in front of you. It's do your drop back or do your fake handoff, and then there's a coach standing right where you could throw the ball. And it was just a lot of air throws. I mean, sometimes coach had to jump up and tip it with one hand to try to bring it in. I mean, it shouldn't be like that when there's no rush, no offensive line. I mean, maybe the nerves got the better of them. It's, first time out in the league, they just got the star on your helmet, but it was just a lot of inaccuracies out there.
Yeah, so I'm also trying to check out Simi Fehoko from Stanford, and it was tough. I mean, the wide receivers out there today, you had a tough job because the quarterbacks here were, this clearly it's not Dak Prescott,
No.
But it was tough, and so.
It ain't like my boy Double G out there either.
No, literally. I mean, you're not. It's not Garrett Gilbert. It's an issue here. So that was the thing I took away from the quarterbacks here.
Let me ask you a question real quick before we go on. Are you comfortable, Gilbert, backing up Prescott out there?
I'm not really worried about it now. I think what we'll see, and you know this business, come June 1st, let's see who else is out here.
Okay, that's right.
Who else is going to be out here? They brought in Jeff Driscoll for a little visit, and they didn't sign him. And I'm like, good.
Yeah, we would have given him when he was in Detroit. None of that.
No. So just let's see. Every year we know there's going to be some players released. You're like, ooh,
oh, that guy's on the market.
Okay,
can we grab him?
Right. So let's see what happens.
Okay.
And just like Andy Dalton, you weren't expecting Andy Dalton to end up with the Cowboys last year. And so along the way, and I think of this from a backup standpoint. Okay, if you're a guy out there and you want to check, go to the Cowboys, no state taxes.
Can't beat it.
Dak's probably going to play because until last year, he always played.
That's exactly what Andy Dalton was thinking. I mean, let me get this 3-5.
Remember Kyle Orton? Kyle Orton came in. Hey, man, Romo's here. Give me a golf club. I know the game plan. I know what I need to do.
He would literally come in every Monday. Kyle Orton would come in every Monday. Who's ready to party? And I'm like, hold on, man. We just had a game. We're out here dead tired, sore. Kyle Orton's coming in. Yep, what's going on, guys? What's up? I'm like, man, he had the job. He had it made right there.
Right. So to me, I would think that in this whole backup market that, if somebody loses a job and we know that as you go through coaching staff, somebody's going to get free. I just believe at some point in time the Cowboys will find someone and they'll be an attractive destination for a guy that says, man, that's a little check, no state taxes, hang out, chill out in Texas.
Can't beat it.
Always thought about being a Cowboy. I mean, you can find that guy.
You can.
And that's what I'm counting on Stephen Jones and Will McClay to go find that guy.
That guy. I got you.
Because through the years, they have found that
Always.
guy. I remember going back when Steve Berline was a backup quarterback for the Cowboys with Troy Aikman. And Steve Berline has started a lot of games with the Raiders. I mean, this was a proven quarterback and rode the train a little bit. Got a couple starts in, then next thing you know, moved on.
Same as John Kitna. He came in, same thing. Got a couple starts in. I think Romo got hurt one of those years. Got a couple starts in, then was on his way.
Living a good life.
Yeah, living a good life.
So that's why I say, let's just see where it plays out for the quarterback situation, because I'm not stressing on it.
I got you.
Just because it's the Cowboys, and
they're
going to get somebody. That's the bottom line. They're going to find someone to come in here and do this thing. So I want to go back to Parsons and what you said right here on the Players Lounge. All right, Church. So you're saying shape is a condition, a question for you, the conditioning. And you pose the topic: Can Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, can they hold off Parsons, who, by the way, is supposed to start off at middle linebacker?
See, and that's the thing where I'm like, I don't know. If he was like, they're going to be at Sam, I'm like, all right, well, he's going to start Sam, and then they'll have LVE and they'll have Jalen Smith. They're going to be the starters. But they have him at middle. So it ain't like they have him learning this base 4-3 outside, dude. They got him at middle, right behind, who is it, Smith, right? Or that's Vander Esch in the middle, ain't it? And then Smith is at the wheel, I believe.
Well, that's what they had last year under Nolan, and before that they switched. I mean, in my opinion, I don't. First thing is good. Get Vander Esch out that middle.
Yeah.
Get him out the middle.
Yeah, with those neck problems, I mean, subconsciously, he might not even know it. He might just be like, I'm going full force, but right before that impact, you could tell. I mean, he was kind of.
He was just dumb. Overall, it was just dumb.
It was just not a good
Mike
spot
Nolan
for him.
did a disservice to the players.
Yeah, I'm hoping Dan Quinn can bring a little bit more than Mike Nolan did. But if Parsons is at that Mike, I'm saying Jalen's in trouble, man. I'm saying Jalen is in trouble. If Parsons is at that mic and he's backing him up, I'm saying Jalen's in trouble. Because I'm thinking eventually this guy's going to, I don't know if it'll be week 1, but they're going to push him on that field, I believe. They're already hyping him up everywhere else. I mean, look at any type of social media, ESPN, NFL Network, they're hyping this guy up. He's already, I think, leading the percentages for Rookie of the Year, and he ain't even stepped on the field yet. He's talking about he's going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. So whoever's in that middle spot, whether it be LVE, Jalen, they're in trouble because he's going to get every opportunity to get that starting spot. Now, unless he comes out here and plays, just below average and not good, then he'll be the backup. But if he comes out here and it's any type of respectable play, I think he'll be forced into that lineup. Either he's ready or not, I think he'll be forced into that lineup. We just got to see what happens when he gets out there.
And look, we know Van Der Esch has a problem of availability.
Yeah, this is very true.
So, these are factors that you have to put in. This is why you've got Jabril Cox on this team and Micah Parsons on this team. Your two starting guys right now, and Leighton Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith. 2 years ago, you thought you had some perennial Pro Bowlers. You thought this was a strength. Now it's a question mark.
It is.
Jerry Jones, and then we talked to Jerry a little bit, and Jerry spoke about, okay, hey, look, there's some competition here.
There is.
Even a little bit of pressure for Jalen Smith, which is good.
That's what I was getting ready to get to.
Man, I'm tired of dudes being handed job.
We saw what happened last year.
Come on, man.
When there's no accountability, you got guys saying all types of stuff. All right, hey, these coaches don't know how to coach, or this, that, and the third. You saw the film. You
can't expect me to play 100% on every play.
100%.
Xavier Woods, come on, man.
And then when Jalen says, just check the tape, we check the tape. And it's like, you got guys running around you. It's so... I love what they did as far as bringing in competition each level. D-line, we saw a couple casualties already. Antoine Woods is out of there because we brought in some defensive linemen. Yeah, we did.
No guarantee. He got to have a guarantee.
You ain't got no guarantee.
$2 million. You weren't going to pay $2 million for a guy as a backup when you've already drafted dudes. You can,
those guys are going for $600K and you got $2 million. It's just you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. And then at the linebacker, you got like you just said, we got all that competition. What are we gonna do with Keanu Neal now? We brought him in here $5 million. Where does he play at?
This is for me where I think about Keanu Neal. I go back to what I've been talking about here on the Players Lounge so much. He knows the defense.
That's true.
So the fact that you know the defense gives you an advantage already. Up, yeah. And also, Dan Quinn trusts you.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Right now, if we're just being honest, Dan Quinn can't trust any of these linebackers right now. Mm-mm. Trust is earned three ways. You need three things for trust: time, proof, and consistency. Keanu Neal has that. These other guys have to demonstrate it to him. So to me, Keanu Neal is a guy that right now I'd pencil him in on the lineup because he knows what to do and where to be.
Yeah. But do you think paying him $5 million and just having him in like some type of sub packages, that's a lot of money just for being in like a, let's get him in here. Let's get him in some dime. Let's get him, 10, 15 snaps a game.
That's 17 games now.
That's a healthy one. That's a healthy long one.
You got 17 games?
That's a long one.
All right, so 17 games. Leighton Van Der Esch, can you write him down for 17?
Nah.
You couldn't write him down for 16.
Yeah,
so you can't do that.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith underperformed last year.
He did.
So, what are you going to get? Maybe maybe you've lit his fire and he's going to go ahead and have an unbelievable. Maybe not, but you've got too many question marks, in my opinion, to say, well, we're going to go ahead and let him go. We're going to go ahead and cut. Nah.
That's
to me,
true.
Neal is a guy that I'm going to have him here.
Okay.
Until someone shows me that he shouldn't be here.
I just hope they don't move him back to safety.
No, you can't. There's too many bodies.
There's just too many bodies.
You got too many bodies. No, plus he can't. I was talking to Rodney Harrison. Rodney said he can't cover.
Man, he can't.
He can't cover. He said if you put him in linebacker, fine, you can help yourself, but do not have this guy covering anybody. So
no.
That's where, once again, you could trust your D coordinator, Dan Quinn, because it's a player he knows.
Yeah.
So you know the warts.
Mm-hmm.
The great coaches understand the warts of their players and they cover up the warts.
This is true.
So how do you cover up the wart for Neal? You don't put him back here at safety trying to cover anybody. Put him up here closer to the box. So at least they already understand who and what he is.
Okay.
A lot of times last year, I don't think Mike Nolan knew what he had.
Nah, you could tell.
I mean, because if you did, you would never have put in Leighton Van Der Esch at middle linebacker. And put Jalen Smith at the wheel.
At the wheel.
To me, I go back to that Bears Thursday night game when I was at Soldier Field. And you had Mitchell Trubisky
running through and around us.
But also going after Jalen.
This was. Everywhere 54, it was like, all right, check, hey, target, hey, Mike 54, we're gonna target this.
Right.
It was bad.
So, but that was what he was doing. It was like that time when Aaron Rodgers went after Cheeto. 24 is 24. I'm going.
Where he at?
Where he's at? I'm going right there. And so that's what Trubisky was doing to Jalen. So we know this is not the strength of him. Mm-hmm. And that's where I go back to as a coach, and it doesn't matter what any sport, your coaches are supposed to figure out what are the warts of the team, how do you cover them up? And I thought Mike Nolan didn't do a good job in putting these guys in their best positions. And so that's your hope that Dan Quinn this year can take the linebacking core and put them in the proper position and get these guys rolling. I would hope that Neal made the team and could help coach the other guys. You played with Sean Lee. What was one of the biggest benefits besides Sean when he was healthy playing? It was Sean's ability to also help coach other people.
And it ain't even just his position. He would know. He would let you, the safeties, y'all got to drop in here. Hey, corner, you got to, if you're on a nub side, meaning there's no receivers and just a tight end, you got to fit the D gap. I mean, he would, and that's the benefit of playing with a guy like that, because it was just. It made everything so much easier because it was just like everybody was communicating and everybody was on the same page. And hopefully, like you said, Keanu Neal or KZ can bring that kind of calmness to a defense where if things are going crazy and people are like, I don't know what to do, everybody relax. You got this, you got that, and you got this.
KZ in the defensive backfield. So think of it, your last two levels. Mm-hmm. Last level, you got KZ back here, knows the defense, knows what Dan Quinn wants. Then over here at the linebacker level, you got Neal, who's going to help your guys figure out what to do and where to go. Hey, Parsons, this is what we're looking for. Mm-hmm. LVE, this is what they're looking for. And that, to me, is a big benefit. And Dan Quinn spoke about that after the draft, the press conference I was at. So, but I just believe that's a big emphasis, and I just believe that's a big help. And to me, $5 million for that is worth it.
And hopefully he's that type of player where he's like, I'm a help. If I help everybody out, it benefits the whole team. Because there's some players out there that, hey, I'm trying to get on the field too, and I'm trying to make my stamp and stay on the field. So I can't, I help you to some sort, but I can't, I can't divulge all that. So it just depends on the type of player he is, and hopefully he's one of those guys that, hey, come with me, I'll teach you the ropes, young guy. So hopefully he's that kind of. Because if it's the other way, the team's just not gonna, it's not gonna,
And that's a great point, and we'll find out.
We'll find out, yeah.
We'll find out. But so you've got that, two players who know the defense, and I also go back to this, where you've got Dan Quinn bringing in two assistants who understand this defense at the front and the back. Mm-hmm. I just believe that these are opportunities where the Cowboys can help themselves, where last year you just had so much dysfunction between the coaches and the players. Last year was just bad.
Yeah, it was too much gray area. People talking about, I don't like standing up, and it's this, that, and the third, and everything. People didn't even know how to play cover 3 for the most part out there, and that's one of the most simple, basic coverages there is. So,
coaching the coaches. Yeah. Okay, so here's Mike. You're trying to coach the coaches. Now you're also trying to coach the players. Yeah. So it was a mess. It was a mess, and hopefully Dan Quinn can get this thing fixed and just have some semblance of everyone understand. Hey, Joe Vitt, the DB's coach, he knows what's going on here. Yeah. So that in your D-line coach that you brought in for that he gets what's going on. So just at least that part.
And a huge part of that hopefully we'll get the word on it, is if we're gonna have like OTAs, some type of semblance of OTAs, minicamp, something like that will go a long way, I think, with this team. Because last year we saw it. With no OTAs, no minicamp, abbreviated training camp, we saw how it hurt us out there. People were running around with their heads cut off out there. So hopefully we're able to do something in the offseason. This rookie minicamp's a great start. Hopefully we'll be able to do the OTAs and all that stuff. We got to. It's a must.
You got to have it. Well, we saw all these draft picks here. There's a lot of folks who don't know what to do, and you need them in here.
Yeah, got to.
All right, let's take a break. Let's take our first break here. Let's dive into the 2021 schedule here on the Players Lounge. We haven't done it yet, and I really want to focus on the front and the back. It's a 17-game schedule, folks. 17 games. Never happened before in the National Football League. So it's going to be interesting to see. You talk about a marathon. It was already a marathon of 16. Now you add one more 17. This is going to be a long year. Health matters. We'll dive into it next. He's Barry Church, former Dallas Cowboy. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter. It's Players Lounge right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Adjust your cleats, adjust your pads, even adjust your helmet. But seriously, don't adjust your underwear, because once it's seen, it cannot be unseen. Tommy John's fabric keeps you cool and dry on the field or in the stands, and now they even have loungewear. Yeah, loungewear. Shop underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 15% off your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
Grab some OtterBox gear and get ready for hanging with the boys. From rugged venture coolers to tough-as-nails elevation tumblers, we've got what you need to keep your game day drinks frosty and your football feast ice cold. And with cases, screen protectors, and power accessories, you can defend your phone and stay connected to every play. Gear up at OtterBox.com and amp up the fun of every Cowboys game. That's OtterBox.com.
Is your family a Cowboys family? Have you taken holiday photos at the Star? Was your wedding theme blue and silver? Have you convinced your kids them is spelled with a D? If so, every game day feels like a vacation to you, so treat it like one. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Dallas Cowboys football and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders dance youth camps are back this summer for athletes and dancers of all skill levels. 2- and 3-day camps are available at AT&T Stadium and the Star in Frisco. Spots are limited. So register today at DallasCowboys.com/academy. You're in the Players Lounge. Danny McCray is still on assignment, but we've got Barry Church, number 42. Former Cowboys safety with us. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter. So let us dive into this Cowboys 2021 schedule. And the league did Mike McCarthy no favors.
No love, baby.
By saying, hey, not only do you get week 1 against Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, you're going to get it on Thursday night on NBC as they raise the banner up at the pirate ship to celebrate their second world championship. We knew Tampa was on the schedule, and you knew you had to go to Tampa, but you weren't thinking week 1.
Not week 1. Before we got on, that's an audit. To me, that's an L off the rip. I mean, that's an L off the rip, and I say that because look at Tampa Bay. They brought back literally their whole 22 starting roster.
Calvin Watkins, the Dallas Morning News, says it's a W.
Hey, he's crazy. He's out of his mind. They got back their whole 22 roster. So even if let's say they knock out, we don't have OTAs, we don't have any of that, they still got that continuity. They know the strengths and weaknesses of each other, and they got the same team back.
Okay, so here's the graphic. We'll dive more into this, but this is what you got. So 2 road games to start the season, all right? So you got Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Then you get last year's Rookie of the Year offensive rookie, Justin Herbert. You got to go to L.A. Your first home game is against the Eagles. That's Monday Night Football. Then you get Carolina at Jerry World. So Carolina's got Sam Darnold now at the quarterback position. And I personally think that if you give Sam Darnold some help, which he has down there for receiver position and get in the running back position and run CMC, I think Sam Darnold's going to show folks that he can play football. And then, of course, you get week 5 at home against the New York Football Giants. So to me, I look at these first 5 games as
the got to take advantage.
Yes, the Cowboys have got to take advantage. They've got to try and get things done here. So, by the way, within this, your Charger game, your Eagle game, 2 new head coaches.
This is true.
Okay, so both teams have head coaches. To me, these are games you've got to get. You got Carolina coming in here. It's a home game. You got to handle your business. And then with the Giants being a division game here, the Cowboys, to me, the Cowboys in this first fight, you got to win 3. You got to win 3.
And you got 3 at home that are very, very, very winnable. And then you got the one out in the West Coast, which is, like you said, it's going to be a tough one because you got to go all the way out to the West Coast. They're playing at, what time are they playing over there? They're playing at 3:25, so they ain't too bad. But like you said, Herbert's been slinging the ball great this past year. He got weapons out there. Defensively, I think we should be able to take advantage of them. So I'm going to count that as a W. But these 3 home games, we got to wipe off the plate. We got to make sure we take advantage of these 3 home games. I'm talking about the Eagles, the Carolina Panthers, and the New York Giants. We have got to take advantage of them. 2 of those games are division games, so we got to get a leg up in the division with both of those teams. And I feel like we can do so against the Eagles. I'm not worried about the Eagles. What worries me a little bit though, though, is what they got going on in New York. The Giants, I think they're going to sneak up on a lot of cats this year. They added a lot of talent to that offensive side of the ball, and they're bringing back Nate Solder, who opted out last year at their left tackle. So they're solidifying that offensive line.
I'm not sold on Solder.
You're not sold on him? Look, I thought he was all right.
Here's the thing about Solder. How many guys has Belichick let walk out the building where you say, boy, they miss him? One. Man. Tom Brady. I love Willie McGinnis. Willie's my boy.
Chandler Jones.
Okay. Two.
There we go. We got two. All right.
Two. Willie McGinnis went to Cleveland.
He got two. He wasn't Willie.
So okay, two mistakes. Mistakes. Chandler Jones was definitely a mistake.
Yes, for
Tom
sure.
Brady.
That's it.
You know, I mean, the Super Bowl MVP, Deion Branch. Did they miss him?
Nah, he ain't do much. He ain't do much outside of that.
Wes Welker, good player.
Ain't do much outside of that.
I mean, so that's my thing when I think about when I think about that. I just don't think Solder was that much of a difference maker. Now, what they've got to do is get last year's first-round pick. It was Andrew Thomas from Georgia. They got to get that guy up to speed.
He got to get rolling.
He was the first tackle taken. He's got to improve. But we saw the Giants last year as a team start to buy more into what Joe Judge was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Saquon Barkley.
Coming back.
What's the help? Back. And that's the thing. What's the you know these injuries, Barry. You played this game.
This is true.
You know, we always want to think guys are who they used to be when they come back.
Can he pull off an Adrian Peterson? Can he come back? That's hard. Because AP is a freak. We all know AP is a freak of nature. If he can come back in any type of semblance like that, I think they're gonna be legit, man.
So it's no. The bottom line is it's no easy double.
No, that ain't a division team. There's never an easy W once you're in the division.
So those are the first 5 games. All right, Chris, give us the next one. So then it is a Week 6 contest. You're going to New England to face the Patriots. They don't win there.
Nah, I mean it doesn't matter what time of year. It don't matter.
It's. I tell you what, that's a trip I'm hoping to go on. I love going up there, man.
I like driving through the neighborhood and then the stadium just pops up. Boom! Yeah. It's a pretty cool spot. It's definitely a pretty cool spot to play.
I stay over in Rhode Island and I go to this place called Iggy's Doughboys, and man, they got the best clam cakes and clam strips. Man. It's right there on the water. So
Iggy's, huh?
Yeah, man. The seafood's fresh.
No, you can't beat the seafood from up there.
Right. Right there in Rhode Island. So it's one set. So it's my spot. When you go over there, go down and chow down at Iggy's.
And go to the game.
Get ready for the game. Go the next day. But they've got to figure out a way to get a W.
They got to.
It's
going to be tough.
Whether it's
going to be tough.
Cam Newton starting or Mac Jones, but they have to figure out a way. They've got to start stealing some games on the road.
And that's one they got to steal.
The last time they were there, it was cold. It was in the rain. It was there for the taking.
They should have won it.
And when you lost it because of special teams.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody
thought that was going to happen.
Block Slater, Matthew Slater.
Nobody blocks him.
Right, so they lost.
That was the dreaded fair catch game, right? When he had like 15. When Tay went off, that wasn't Tay.
No, that was Tay was against Minnesota.
Oh, that was Minnesota. You're right.
Tay was Minnesota. You know.
I forgot about the blunders, the special teams blunders that year.
No, that was the next thing that drove Jerry mad.
What the hell are we doing?
That's the next thing. But after that Patriots game, Jerry was so hot. He was hot because it was a winnable game.
Oh yeah.
New England had no wide receivers. I mean, this was a winnable game. So maybe this is the one they can actually get. And Tom Brady doesn't play there anymore. So maybe this is the time that Mike McCarthy and company can get it. So Week 7 is a bye. Then it's another road game. Now it's the Minnesota Vikings, and it's on NBC Sunday Night Football Thanksgiving night. Okay. You can say whatever you want about Kirk Cousins, but understand the guy has weapons. And I know the Cowboys beat him last year, but you take Jordan Jefferson, you got Adam Thielen. You have Dalvin Cook. This is a challenge, and if Mike Zimmer can fix his defense,
which I think they got the capabilities to do so, I think they're gonna pose a pretty formidable game for us, especially being in Minneapolis. Prime time, that's going to be a tough one for us. We do play well on prime time, though. I will say that. We do play well on prime time.
So then you get the Denver Broncos, and luckily you don't have to go to Mile High Stadium. It's a tough place to play, but you get the Broncos here. Who knows who the quarterback will be?
They get Drew Lock
or Teddy Bridgewater, but I'll say this: they're going to be good defensively.
Yeah, they will.
They're going to be good defensively. So
Von going to be back in there. Von Miller be back coming off the edge. So
and Von on a contract year. Okay, Bond on a contract year.
Had all last year off, basically. So,
and then you get the Atlanta Falcons coming back to Jerry World. So Dan Quinn and company, maybe they'll win one for Dan Quinn.
Matty Ice got some weapons out there. You talking about Julio, Calvin Ridley, the stud from Florida Pitts.
I don't believe Julio Jones will be there.
You think they're gonna get rid of Julio?
They got cap problems, man.
He does count crazy.
So you have cap problems. You've got to sign these rookies. So they were already talking. Church, they spent the whole draft about trading for him.
Who's going to take that though? Who's going to take that contract?
It's the NFL, man. I didn't think anybody would take Jared Goff's contract. Detroit took it.
That's true.
So you could trade. And here comes that thing now. The contract got moved, but look at all that the Rams had to give Detroit in order to move it.
So gave him a starting quarterback.
If you're Atlanta,
you gotta be two first.
No,
you don't think
because you got to pay for the contract. I got to pay the big money. So
I'm not gonna take that. You think?
Yes. Someone
before the season start.
Yes.
Ooh.
Someone will take it because someone will look at Julio and say, "This is the piece we need." It's the National Football League, man.
He's had some injuries too. I don't know when the last time he played a full 16.
Well, I also heard a birdie tell me that he's not a big practice player either. New head coach, great player, doesn't like practice, kind of doing his own thing. But that's what I was told.
Yeah.
So yes, he has weapons, but I don't think that Jones is going to be there.
Yeah.
I think they moved Jones on.
I don't know. That's just like I said.
Because of the cap. I mean, this is now money. This isn't talent. So let's just throw out the fact that this is a guy who's had a fantastic NFL career, and his name should be talked about when he retires of possibly being a Hall of Famer. Poor guy, he made that great toe tapping catch in the Super Bowl that should have resulted in a field goal, which they could have won. That kind of ring thing that he could have had for himself. He won't have that, but you can't afford him. That's what this is all about now. That's why I say June 1st is going to be interesting because there's going to be some teams that look at some guys like, we can't afford this. We have to move on.
Got to get them off the books.
And let's be honest. The Super Bowl team?
They brought them all back, though.
But same for Atlanta. Is this a Super Bowl team?
No, not with that defense, no.
So why are we paying Julio?
That's a compelling
we got cap
argument
problems.
right there.
Let's move him on. Let's let him move on. We're going to put his number up there in the rafters one day, but it becomes about the cost.
Yeah, and I see why Atlanta would want to get it off of him. I just don't see anybody wanting to grab that contract for a guy to have. He's a great talent, and he'll automatically make your receiving group better. Okay. But is he going to be there for 17?
Can I throw this out here? Who thought Houston would trade Hopkins? They did.
Oh, that was
so people.
He lost his mind on that one.
People do goofy things in this league.
This is true. Okay, he lost his mind on that one.
So people gonna do some goofy stuff in this league. So Jones will get moved. There was already conversations, but it was trying to figure out the draft compensation and when you get it. So these conversations will pick up one more time. Okay. Let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs now. Woo! My homie and friends. So that game is on the road, Arrowhead Stadium, tough place to play.
It's at Arrowhead, so
we'll
pencil in an L right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one there.
Let's go ahead and pencil that one in.
So you've got that. Then there's the Thanksgiving Day game against the Raiders. So here it is, back-to-back games in the AFC West. That's the division they're playing this year. So you got the Raiders at home. You got to win that.
You got to win.
You have to win that.
But what I'm nervous about Waller because our interior coverage last year between our linebackers and safety, it was suspect. It was suspect at best. And I know we got some new talent in there. We got Parsons in there. We got Cox, those guys that have a little bit more fluid hips than Jalen and LVE. But Waller's special, man. If he goes out there and starts to torch our middle of our defense, I can see that one being a long game. So that one, I got it as a W. But if I'm playing spades, that's a possible. That's a possible L right there.
Right. Yeah, well, we all know they're all possibles.
Yeah, this is true.
They're all possibles in this league. And then, of course, we know they got Jacobs, the big running back for Vegas as well. Oh, yeah,
this is true.
So that's obviously Turkey Day, Thursday game. Then they come back 1 week later with another Thursday game. This time, though, you got to take the short trip down to New Orleans to face the Saints.
No breeze.
We don't know who and what they will be December 2nd.
Yeah, you never know.
We don't know who and what this organization, what this team will be.
Will Winston be that 30 interception guy, or that year behind Breeze and under Sean Payton's tutelage, will he be able to turn it around?
But will Hill be there? Will Hill be the guy? Yeah, so I mean, that's it. Then come December 2nd, that's what I don't know what it gets. Now, here to me is the real wild card of this 17 game season. As you start to get into the last 5 here. Okay, so you start week 14 with the Washington football team. That's a road game. So you've got that. Then it's another road game in the NFC East against the Giants. Okay. Then you turn around and you've got a game day after Christmas, December 26th, on Sunday Night Football against the Washington football team. Then you host Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, and you go on the road to end the season at Philadelphia. So the last 5 games, there are 3 road games. All 3 of the road games are in the NFC East with 4 NFC East games in the last 5. How you start and how you close is going to me, tell you a whole lot about the season with these first 5 and the last 5.
Yeah, these last 5, that's going to be a tough stretch. That's going to be a tough stretch, especially with that added game. I mean, the bye week is so early in the season. It's week 7. So you're talking about a whole 11 weeks of straight football for these guys, no type of break. So that stretch you're talking about, that last 5, is going to be extremely important for the division. And, I mean, it's just going to be important for these guys, period. Because Washington football team, to me, I think they improved the most in our division. So I think they're going to be an extremely hard team to beat. And we got them twice within these last 5 games. So obviously ESPN or whoever makes these schedules, they know who's going to come down into the NFC East. I think it's going to come down to Washington and Dallas as well. But that last 5 stretch of games, it's going to be tough, man. 3 away games, 2 home games. Two of those games are against your division rival. So it's going to be a tough stretch for these boys.
First 5, you got to set the tone. Last 5, you got to go ahead and finish strong.
And hopefully we're healthy at that time. We've seen it.
You need the depth. You need your depth, and you need your rookies to come up here and not be rookies come the end of December and in those first 2 weeks of January. Let's take another break here. You brought up a former Cowboy player. Should you bring this player back for the defensive backfield? Let's dive into that next right here on the Players Lounge. He's Barry Church, former Cowboy safety. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
Grab some OtterBox gear and get ready for hanging with the boys. From rugged venture coolers to tough as nails elevation tumblers, we've got what you need to keep your game day drinks frosty and your football feast ice cold. And with cases, screen protectors, and power accessories, you can defend your phone and stay connected to every play. Gear up at OtterBox.com and amp up the fun of every Cowboys game. That's OtterBox.com.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? Pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Adjust your cleats, adjust your pads, even adjust your helmet, but seriously, don't adjust your underwear because once it's seen, it cannot be unseen. Tommy John's fabric keeps you cool and dry on the field or in the stands, and now they even have loungewear. Yeah, loungewear. Shop underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 15% off your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The 2021 schedule has been released. It is time to get you that new gear at the Pro Shop. It's the official store of Cowboys Nations. Score classics like your favorite player jerseys, T-shirts, hats, plus exclusive collections and unique accessories. The Pro Shop has more Cowboys gear than anyone in the game. Visit your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop or go online at shop.cowboys.com. DallasCowboys.com. I saw our producer Chris Beam with one of those sweet cowboy draft hats on today. Okay. Looking good.
I need one of them myself.
I know. So yeah, we need to get re-geared up here. Okay, you're in the Players Lounge. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by former Dallas Cowboys safety Barry Church, number 42. Our other running buddy Danny McCray still on assignment. Hopefully he is back with us next week. Speaking of back with us, how about the topic you raised, Jeff Heath, cut by the Raiders, now out on the open market, and you are saying maybe bring him back.
Yes. This is you're not talking about Jeff Heath. Is the camera on me real quick? CB, can you put the camera? The GOAT. We talking about the GOAT Heath right now. We ain't talking about just, your average safety. We talking about the GOAT Heath. He can run forever. All right, this guy's still young. I think he's 29 years old. And look, to me, you bring him in here, he's one of the smartest safeties. Matter of fact, one of the smartest players I've ever been around. He will pick up the playbook like that. So it ain't like it's going to be a development. We got to get this guy in. You got to learn the playbook, all that stuff. He'll pick it up like that. And this guy is way more athletic than a lot of people give him credit for. He was always that off-season award winner when it came to, Mike Wojcik doing these off-season awards for the most in shape or the best timed and all that stuff. Okay. He was always in the top 3 when it came to speed, strength, athleticism, all that. This dude is an unbelievable athlete, smart guy, and he plays the game the right way. So for me, I'm saying bring the GOAT Heath back. No disrespect to KZ, but I think Jeff Heath, a healthy Jeff Heath, is better than a KZ coming off of the torn Achilles, 1 year after the torn Achilles. So for me, I think it's a no-brainer. You bring the GOAT back. He's not like he's going to break your bank out there. He'll probably hit you for the same thing, KZ, maybe a little bit more, but he's not going to break the bank out there. You bring this guy in. If you don't think he's going to be a starter, you know for sure he's going to produce on your special teams. He's not too big of a guy to be like, I don't need special teams no more. He can do it all for you. I don't know why there's not more conversation going on about this. We got to bring this guy in. I think it's only a positive, and I think it'll be an upgrade for this defense overall because, like I said, I think him being healthy is better than a torn Achilles, KZ. So for me, there's no question. Bring the GOAT Heath back to the D, back to the secondary. We need him back there.
Okay, so I come back into, and I've said it, so I'm going to keep on saying it. KZ knows the defense. KZ has trust. They know him. So it's something to just, as you talk about it, keep that in mind. And you play, you know how coaches are now. Coaches like their guys.
Yeah,
They like their guys and guys who they've been winning the Super Bowl with this guy. So, okay, now let's look at just in terms of safeties. You got Donovan Wilson, got KZ, you got Izzy.
Yeah, Izzy.
You like Izzy?
I like Izzy a lot.
You got J-Ron Curse, you got Darian Thompson. Now you're going to bring in Heath?
Yeah. So a couple of them guys got to go. Darian Thompson, you got to go.
We just listed 6 safeties.
Yeah, Darian Thompson, he gonna have to go. Who else? Izzy can stay. I like what I saw so far from Izzy. He's a young dude. Curse, you got to go. I mean, he could come in here. He could come in here and do the same thing Curse could do, but on a better level at the special teams.
Okay. So
Curse, you got to go. Darian Thompson, you got to go. KZ, if you bring in Heath and get him up to speed. I know these coaches, they love their guys, and this probably won't happen because, Dan Quinn loves his guys, and, KZ and Keanu Neal, so it probably won't happen. But to me, if I'm sitting there, if I'm Will McClay and I'm looking back and I'm bringing a Heath guy, I'm taking KZ, you can go. I mean, it ain't like his contract was that, boisterous to where, we cannot let this guy go. He's making too much money.
I just had to throw it out there.
And I don't know if KZ's knowing the defense, I understand it'll help the secondary, get the secondary lined up, but I don't know if it's gonna put, if it's that big to where he can, help line up the linebackers and the defensive men. He's not gonna be able to help all those guys out. It's just a secondary back there.
All right, and we'll bring up another. You just spoke about Tyler Coyle, number 39, out here at rookie camp today. Mm-hmm. I'll add another layer into this just conversation about what you're saying. Heath is a veteran. It's going to cost you. What do we know they're trying to do? They keep talking about, they want some discounts here. Mm-hmm.
He'll hit you for what KZ. To me, I think what did KZ hit for? I think he got like 1.1 or something like that.
So anyway, I'm just merely throwing it out here as we have the conversation. Mm-hmm. If you want to bring in Heath, this is a crowded room.
Some cats got to go.
And we talk. They keep talking about competition, but by the way, if you're Jeff Heath and you come here, you want some guarantees.
Yeah, you
want some guarantees. So anyway, it's an interesting conversation.
It's definitely an interesting conversation. I think overall, he would match up better than KZ, but the one thing that KZ has over him, like you said, is he knows the playbook, and Quinn trusts him. So I feel like Dan Quinn would go to bat for KZ more than he would go to bat for Heath.
Can I also put this out here about KZ?
What happened?
When healthy, this guy gets turnovers.
He was a turnover machine. I'll give you that. Okay. He had 10 picks. He was flying all over the place. That Achilles.
I understand.
It ain't an ankle sprain.
This is what we've heard the head coach consistently preach about all season long. We need turnovers. We need turnovers.
I will give you
Quinn's got a guy who can do this, and the reason you got him was because he's hurt. Mm-hmm. If he's not hurt, he's probably still with the Falcons. Or he's somewhere with a better deal than what he got here.
Yeah.
And so
Did he impress you that much when we played against him?
I don't think anyone.
Because when we played against Atlanta.
Okay, I say this. Both defenses were bad.
Yeah.
Look at the score of the game.
Yeah.
The defense was good.
He was a part of that terrible secondary in Atlanta.
Neither team was good. I mean, but you brought in Dan Quinn to run your defense. The dude who was the head coach of a team that was bad defensively. So
that's what got me nervous about this whole year. Man.
So, yeah. And, is there hypocrisy there? Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy. Is it trying to act like, well, did you see the Atlanta game, Dan Quinn coach? Well, what happened?
He was a part of that.
What had happened was, he was good in Atlanta. He was good at Seattle. He was good at Seattle.
When all he has to do is focus on defense, he's the man. He'll bring it to
right. Minus that second half against the Patriots, they almost won the Super Bowl.
I hope that
he was 15 minutes away from getting that ring.
He was that close. He was that close.
What happened was yes. I mean, it's a constant thing of what we're doing and trying to think of. Well, what about this? What about that? But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But it's going to be interesting. So you brought up Jeff Heath here. All right, another topic you had approached here. Kelvin Joseph, the second round pick out of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Checked him out a little bit at camp today. He's got hands. He's got some hands here, but the potential of him starting.
I don't see, just from watching today, I don't see him as being a day one starter. Yes, he has good hands. He doesn't have as good as feet as I keep butchering his name, Israel, but I'm just calling him Israel from now. Izzy, because I don't want to say his last name. I'm butchering him. He doesn't have as great as feet, but his hands and everything like that are very solid. The reason I don't see him being a day one starter is because he has the same body type or same build as the nickels we already have here. I don't see him. I know he did it in college. He was outside, but in the league, it's a lot different. I don't see him having that body type to be able to transition to the outside corner as well as a Trayvon Diggs did, or as well as a Pat Surtain might do in Denver. I think he's more suitable for that interior, that nickel position, which we already have Jordan Lewis. We already have Anthony Brown.
Can I push back?
What's that? What's going on? Go ahead, Newy.
You ran Cheeto out there.
This is true. And we saw the results of that. That's why I don't want my guy. And he got a 24.
You ran Cheeto out there.
That's one thing. If a guy was in a number previous and just didn't have success, like the dreaded number 27, I will never don a jersey where the guy previous me just didn't have it. Like I'm not donning that jersey.
So maybe he doesn't start, and I'll keep holding this up. This 17-game schedule.
Yeah, it'll be a great depth piece for sure.
At some point in time, he's going to play. Yeah. That's your hope that he can stay healthy and play. All right. So that's the Cowboy things we wanted to get to.
I just when we talk about Dan Quinn and what he wants for this defense, or does he not want that same type of body type, that Sherman, that Browner, that was long, lanky? Yeah. It seems like we've got all nickel bodies outside of Trayvon Diggs.
All right. So this is another thing you got to kind of come back to. The two guys one of the two guys you were hoping to get, both guys got. Yeah. So Horn, Surtain are gone.
Yeah.
The Georgia corner they were looking at right out the gate, Jacksonville takes him in round 2. So the list was getting short.
Yeah, this is true.
So the list was getting short, and so the Raiders jumped in front of the Cowboys and they took Trayvon Marring of TCU. And people were like, oh, that's who the Cowboys are going to take. And the Cowboys said, no,
that's not who we were going to take.
We were taking the corner. So by the time you get to Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's 150 in a club.
That's all that is.
It's
Like
150 in a club. Who looking good now? Hey, girl. Now I've been meaning to talk to you all night long.
You waited to the last minute. Huh?
Yeah, let's go get let's go get some pizza right after the club here. I mean, but that's where you were.
Where you are.
So here you were. This was when you're going down your list of guys they liked. He was a guy that he was one of the last ones. Hey, he's 150. The club, the corner club about to shut down and close. You better if you're gonna get one, you better get
it
now.
now. He starts spitting your A game to everybody.
Okay,
man.
so
because he says 5'11" here, but that's generous. That might be generous for my boy.
So I'm just saying this is what it now
is.
They talk about he'll compete and do all these things. So we'll see.
We shall see.
But no, it wasn't perfect at this point in time. But they keep talking about they like his intangibles. They like who he is. Mm-hmm. So we'll
Hopefully
see.
that translates.
We'll see.
Hopefully that translates.
But can you play a 5'11", 5'10" corner? You can.
You can. You gotta be a dog.
It's not perfect. So
you gotta be a dog out there.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the beauty of camp when they talk about competition.
That's why I hope we have these OTAs and these because we need to see it. We need to see it.
So that is this is. It's never perfect.
It's never perfect.
It's never going to be perfect, but that was the thinking and where they went to. And speaking of perfect, the situation in Green Bay is far from perfect. Now, I want to make sure we hit on that with Aaron Rodgers because you and I haven't talked to you on the Players Lounge about this at all. And I don't understand how Mark Murphy, who runs the Pack, they don't have an ownership.
Yeah, they don't got the ownership. You can't just walk over to Jerry's room or something like that and be good.
Mark Murphy runs it. So Mark Murphy runs it. Mark Murphy has the GM, Brian Gutekunst, here. He's got the head coach, Matt LaFleur's here. Mm-hmm. But Brian is running this thing. I mean, not Brian, but Mark Murphy's running this thing. Everybody's mad at Brian. Now, I don't know if Brian is the guy who decided, hey man, we're gonna trade up and we're gonna go get Jordan Love. But Murphy had to know about it. Mark Murphy is a former NFL player who won a Super Bowl in Washington. So this is not some guy who doesn't understand football. He knows football. But they have screwed this up.
They're big time. I don't think I don't know. To me, I'm getting the feel that Jordan Love can't play or something because these guys are you've seen them practice, you've seen them in camp and all that stuff. And it's like they're petrified of what Aaron Rodgers got. Is it because Jordan Love just can't play? Or, I mean, I understand what Aaron Rodgers brings. MVP, he's a Hall of Famer, a hell of a player. But you would think, all right, man, look, we drafted this. We traded up to get this guy. If Rodgers is complaining this much, we should just go ahead and get this guy. But he must not be able to play.
Well, okay. This is just how I see it.
Okay.
We don't know because the guy didn't get to play. There were no preseason games. So you go right to the season. You're not giving him any reps. They were competitive and winning all year long, so there was no real need to play him. And Aaron Rodgers was rolling had an MVP year. He wasn't trying to make sure that guy got a rep. Nah, he's standing over there.
That goes back to our point earlier when we talk about what type of player is Keanu gonna be. Is he gonna be one of them? I got this, Playboy. Just check out over there.
I know we're up 30. Watch this, Jordan. I'm up 30. I'm gonna hand it off right here. Look at that. So yes, but they have screwed this thing up, and just the fact that you hear Aaron doesn't want to play there yet, wants to get traded, and the Packers saying no, they don't want to trade him, and then the story about Rodgers wants the GM fired, and look, as far as I'm concerned, you fire the GM.
You got to. You got to.
Having worked in Los Angeles, I believe in the Magic Johnson thing.
What's that?
So, Magic Johnson, first year, rookie, they go win the NBA championship with Paul Westphal. Paul Westhead is the head coach. Well, then Westhead got a little bit too big and tried to start telling everybody what to do. Magic like, man, trade me. I don't play for him anymore. And Jerry Buss owner like, fired.
You're fired.
Fired.
Get him up out of there.
So he fired him. He made Jerry West the head coach. And Jerry West like, man, I don't want to be the head coach. Give it to Pat Riley. And they moved on.
Yeah, moved on.
And people got all on Magic. They vilified Magic. Wrong players. But guess what? Magic was right.
He was right.
Magic was right. You do not mess with a guy like Aaron Rodgers.
You can.
And the other thing for me is this is a business. How much money has Aaron Rodgers made the Packers?
Made them relevant. After Brett Favre, he's made them relevant. And they're always in it. So to me, you got to go player over office right here. You got to.
He is one of the stars of the league.
He's MVP.
He's one. You don't sit around here and do this to one of the stars in the league. And for me, people keep talking about last year's number 1 pick, Love. I said, do you want to talk about the number 2 pick as well? Because the first 2 picks that Brian Gutekunst made me shake my head.
A.J. Dillon?
Yes.
And they went and re-signed Aaron Jones. Dillon ain't going to see the field. I
was like, you just drafted 2 dudes who don't help you.
At all. And that's what Rodgers was saying this whole time. When are y'all going to get me some help in here? And Gutekunst just continuously slaps him in the face with these picks.
Even if you took T. Higgins, who went in the second round to Cincinnati and had a good year there, I mean, you could have helped Aaron Rodgers.
Without a doubt.
And so here it is. You get to the NFC Championship game. You're at home and you lose. And he talked about how bitter the pill was. And I could sit up here and say, yeah, man, could I have a little bit more help? Could I have had another weapon here?
Yeah.
Very legitimate arguments.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And so for him to feel, hey, man, you guys are snubbed me. I'm feeling trippy. I want out of here. I get it. And Green Bay screwed this thing up.
They did. And then look what it's leaking down to. It's leaking down. Now you got Devontae Adams talking about, hey, if Aaron Rodgers, feels like he needs to go, separate ways, that gets to me thinking in the future.
Well,
do you don't think anything gonna make that move?
You're a receiver. Okay.
What you talking about? I'm with you, Aaron. I got your back.
Yeah, that's what he should say.
Keep throwing me 10 balls a game,
baby. I get it. Right, I get that. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're a free agent. They slap that franchise tag. He's not sitting out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Aaron can sit around here and sit out, and okay, we got a problem.
You got Jeopardy on the back end.
Yes, Devontae, you're a great football player, but no, you don't. You're not moving. You're not Magic. Okay, you can't do this Magic Johnson thing like that, demanding stuff. No,
you can't do it.
No, you can't be Ken Griffey Jr. when he told the Mariners trade me to Cincinnati. Okay.
He was testing his power, man. He just wanted to see if he had some juice.
Okay, you're a receiver. I mean, haven't we learned from Odell Beckham Jr. and all that he wanted? He went to Cleveland and practically vanished off the map.
Vanished.
Except when he played the Cowboys.
Yeah,
except when he played the Cowboys. He was about to get traded before he played the Cowboys, but they traded him. They had a great game. Oh, he's back. Other topic. Your old team.
What you talking about now? I know you ain't talking about my boy.
Urban Meyer decided to bring in Tim Tebow to play tight end at 33 years old. Come on, man.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. We're talking about a 6-year hiatus. Let's not even talk about a 9-year hiatus. We're not even talking. Let's not even talk about right now the position switch. This guy 9 years from his last significant down played in the NFL. We've seen what happened when 5 years takes off of you, and that was Alden Smith, and he came back to play the same position. The same position. Started off great, and then he fell off a cliff because he hasn't played in 5 years. And it takes a different type of mentality, different type of shape to get into for football for you to just jump off your couch and play. It's just not going to work. So when they say that about Tim Tebow, I'm just like, what? Why? What do you think what do you think this guy? It ain't like he can teach Trevor Lawrence something about the quarterback game. He was never good at quarterback, so it ain't like he can teach him something. Who's he going to teach at tight end? He's never played the position. Who's he going to block? How you talk about leadership? I tell you right now, from experience, the players in that locker room are not going to sit there and say Tim Tebow's our leader if he's the 53rd person on the depth chart and he's not getting no play time and he's not out there, he's not contributing to the team. No one's going to listen to him. He's going to come in there, barreling in there, doing his little pregame speeches. We got to do this. People are going to look at him like he's crazy. I'm like, Tim, get this guy out of my face. I'm telling you, no one is going to listen to the 53rd man on the roster, and that's what Tebow's going to be if he makes the team. So I just don't understand. What is he bringing to the Jaguars right now? Newy, help me out here. What is he bringing?
I've heard people try to talk about that whole leadership thing, and I laugh about it because in the National Football League, leadership it comes from people who are playing,
exactly.
who are good players.
Exactly.
They don't come from some dude who's never played the spot. All I can think of is the first time Tim Tebow gets up, that line that Nino Brown had in New Jack City when he looked at G-Money, sit your $5 before I make change.
Before I make change.
Tim Tebow, what's Tim Tebow going to say? This isn't Florida. This isn't college football, man.
They're going to look at that man like he's crazy.
And I want to understand from Urban Meyer, we pulling $12, $14 million a year. How do you still not understand? You're going to hire the strength coach.
Oh, but you're
going to hire a strength coach that's got this past that he got issues with black folk. Then you're going to go hire Tim Tebow, When you've already got guys in the building grinding,
It's that ego.
trying to sit around here and make a team, you got dudes just like you see his rookie game, and then guys who in 1 or 2 years, guys who are trying to make it, and you gonna roll this cat in here?
Roll him in there. And he going to make the squad,
Does he even understand which shoulder to block with?
He's going to make
You
the
guys
squad.
going to see him too, though.
No.
Yeah, we played Jacksonville in the preseason.
Oh.
He'll still be on the team.
So
You're going to
Jackson,
see Tebow playing.
So Chris Beam telling us we're going to see
week 4.
week 4 of the
Week 4.
preseason. We're going to get who is he going to block?
Michael Parsons?
Michael Parsons out there. He going to block D-Law?
D-Law won't be playing.
Yeah, he won't be
against
playing. He won't be playing.
He won't be playing. Maybe it's Jabril
going
Cox.
to play that last name, right?
Yeah, maybe Jabril will be in
maybe
there.
it's Jabril Cox,
Maybe
but,
he gonna put hands on Jabril. That's another thing. If you're a defensive player and you line up against Tebow and he blocks you, come on, man. You ain't never gonna hear the end of that. You let a quarterback block you.
First time that guy makes a catch, guys gonna try and lit him up so they get on the highlights.
That's
Check
another
the
thing.
highlights.
Who is Tebow routing up? Who is he gonna get out open against?
Man.
My man run probably at his 4.8 maybe.
This is not the problem is people want to try and correlate him to Taysom Hill. He's not Taysom Hill.
No.
Okay, he's not.
He's nowhere near the athlete.
No, and you've taken 9 years off. 9 years off. You're gonna be 33 years old, and this is what Urban Meyer's. I'm trying to figure. Urban, what are you doing in Jacksonville?
That ego.
What are you doing?
I'm Urban. I can bring Tim Tebow in. I can change his whole culture. Let me hire this racist weightlifter from Iowa. Let me get him in here.
What are you doing?
Man?
This is professional football, man.
What's he doing?
This isn't Ohio State. It's not Florida. It's not Utah. It's not Bowling Green, man. You can't. Guys aren't going to buy into this. And look, I just feel like guys are going to go out of their way to light up Tim Tebow.
Without a doubt.
You hadn't earned this.
They going to light his
butt. They go out of their way to light him up.
They might let him catch the ball.
Coach's boy.
They go.
Coach's pet. And I've read reports where you've talked about guys and say the other coaches are like, what are we doing? Other coaches in Jackson.
Like, what are you doing?
What are we doing?
Because I could see if he brought something to the quarterback room where he could teach this guy something. But like we said, he hasn't played well at the quarterback position to be able to teach Lawrence something. Leadership, nobody's listening to a 53rd person.
And I've been fortunate enough to cover some teams where I saw head coaches bring in former players. Mm-hmm. But the players they brought in could help. When Jimmy Johnson was here, he brought in Alfredo Roberts, who was with him at Miami. Alfredo could play.
This is true.
You've got to make sure the dudes you bring in can play. When I was in Cleveland and Bill Belichick was there, he brought in Carl Banks. He brought in Pepper Johnson. They could play.
They played again.
These are guys that he was with the Giants. They could play. That's the biggest thing. These dudes had to be able to do it.
They got to. That's the only way people are going to respect you. Because people think I've seen it time and time again where cats will come in here and they think, they're a first-round draft pick. But if you can't play, no one is going to listen to you. No.
Go back to Parcells when he came here. He brings in Richie Anderson. He brings in Vinny Testaverde. He brings in Keyshawn. They could all play.
Yeah.
If you can't play, brought in Terry Glenn.
Yeah.
You can't bring in your guys if they can't play.
They can't play.
Now you're gonna bring in one of your guys. He's never played tight end.
Never.
He's 33, man. Come on, what are we doing?
I can't wait to see it though. I can't wait
Improv night. Hey, you want to play tight? You got some friends?
And it's not like Jacksonville. They needed to sell these tickets. You got Urban Meyer there. You got Trevor
Tebow
Lawrence.
is not selling football tickets.
He's not doing it. So what's the point?
That's why you drafted Trevor Lawrence. It's why you went and got Urban Meyer. You're good.
Point?
You're good.
Give him a coaching. Give him one of them, give him coaching gigs where he's in the room somewhere as a coach or something like that. But
and his own ego to want to do this.
That's what's wild.
His own ego. What are you doing, man?
He saw what happened when he was done with football. Let me go to I can switch sports. Let me go to baseball and be the truth. It just didn't happen.
All right. That's our Players Lounge for this week. Lot of good stuff we covered. Rookie minicamp today. You thought Micah Parsons was a little gassed.
You get my cardio up.
You loved Izzy Mukuamu. Fluid 6'4" safety out of USC. Fluid. They took in the 6th round. So you like those two guys that you saw there. And you also liked Coyle. Tyler Coyle, the other safety out there from Purdue.
That's my early pick for undrafted to make the team.
Okay.
If we don't bring the GOAT back.
All right. That is Barry Church,
Yes,
number
sir.
42, Cowboys safety. Our boy and a running mate, Danny McCray, should be back next week. I'm Newy
Yes,
Scruggs,
indeedy.
longtime Cowboys reporter. We appreciate you checking us out right here on the Players Lounge, DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!